Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. I'm Mr. Bill Anderson. I'm privileged to be government, maybe government 7,000 here at Evergreen High School. I would like to thank everyone in the audience for joining us tonight to hear from our candidates and for becoming informed voters. I would like to thank all the candidates who have chosen to run for position on Evergreen Local Board of Education. Your willingness to serve demonstrate the genuine commitment to our students, our staff, and our community. Thank you also goes out to Mrs. Brittany Mullen, high school English teacher, who is host and thanks to that of English 12 students. I would also like to recognize Tony Goble, technology coordinator, Brady Rupert, principal, Eric Smollett, superintendent, Dolores Steinberg, assistant superintendent, and other staff members who were involved in the setup who are in attendance tonight. And most importantly, I'd like to thank Mrs. Jenny Conrad, our communications director, who did all the community and social media advertising for the event, took care of invitations and RSVPs of the candidates, prepared the programs, and provided us with the agenda and planning for this evening. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Mo.
This is an amazing opportunity for our students to be involved in the political process. While most of our students are too young to vote, several seniors will be able to vote for the first time in November. Regardless of their ages, our students have learned that they can still play an active role in the political process. It is my privilege to introduce two of those students who will serve as our grantees for this evening. Please welcome Leah Overfield and Quentin Isaac. Good evening. I'm Leah Overfield, a government politics student. And to get the evening started, would you please join me in standing for the pledge of allegiance? Please take the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which is standing one nation under God, indivisible. Tonight's candidate will begin with each candidate having witnessed and to stand himself or herself. Then additional questions will be asked at the end of time. The audience will have a brief amount of time to ask additional questions to the candidates. So once the candidate form will begin with each candidate having 3 minutes to introduce him or himself. Then additional questions will be asked at the end of time. The audience will have a brief amount of time to ask additional questions to the candidates. All candidates will be asked the same questions and given up to 2 minutes to respond. Questions are not shared in advance. At the end of the program, each candidate will have the option to make a time of maximum 1 minute. Closing statement.
Good evening. I'm Craig Isaac, one of the simple English 12 students. When you enter the gym, you should receive a program that introduces you to each of the 5 candidates along with information candidates chosen to share about themselves, including why they are running for a seat on Evergreen Board of Education or particular experiences or skills that have prepared them to serve as a board member.
At this time, we would like the candidates to introduce themselves and share why they are running for the school board. We will start alphabetically and work our way through the candidates. For the next question, we will rotate which candidate goes first. Mrs. Hahn, would you please get us started? Tell us a little bit about yourself, why you're running for the board. And for the next question, we will rotate. And what skills do you experience or possess to be the school board member?
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jordan Hine, and I'm proud to be here tonight as a candidate at the Evergreen Board of Education. I'm a mom of 2 boys, Easton and Leah, who both attend Evergreen Elementary School. Easton's in 3rd grade and Leah is in kindergarten. So like many other parents here, I'm deeply invested in the success and future of our school, not only as a community member, but also as a parent. I graduated from Lake High School in 2012 and later earned my bachelor's degree in sales and services marketing from Bowling Green State University in 2016. Professionally, I worked as a senior software product specialist for Credit Corp. In that role, I worked with financial institutions from across the country, helping them improve their systems, streamline processes, and make sound decisions. It's a position that requires strong leadership, communication, and problem-solving skills, all of which translate directly to the work of a school board member. Outside of professional life, I'm also a substitute teacher for Evergreen schools. I've had the opportunity to see firsthand the dedication and creativity of our teachers, as well as the diversity of our students. Being in the classroom allows me to see what's working well and where we as a district can continue to grow and provide even better support for both our educators and our learners. In addition, I've spent the past few years coaching my boys' t-ball, baseball, and soccer team, which has truly been great. Coaching has strengthened my ability to mentor, motivate, and connect with young people to help them build confidence, learn teamwork, and reach their full potential. Those lessons extend far beyond the field, and they remind me why investing in our kids' education and experiences is so important. I decided to run for the Evergreen Board of Education because I believe in supporting our students, teachers, and community, and working together to ensure every child has access to the best possible education. My background gives me a well-rounded perspective as a parent, an educator, a professional, and a community member. I understand the challenges our district faces, but I also see the tremendous opportunities ahead. If elected, I will bring dedication, transparency, and collaboration to the board, always support our families, support our teachers, and always advocate for what's best for our students. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jason Miller. I'd like to thank you all first for coming out tonight. So I'm currently on the board. I'm seeking re-election. I'm a 2005 Evergreen alumni. I've lived my entire life in this community. In these halls is where I met my high school sweetheart, my beautiful wife, Lindsay. Together we have 4 amazing children, Brody, Crew, Emmy, and Wells. The reason why I'm running for the school board is to give back to this school and community and what it has given to me. During my time on the school board, we have done a lot of amazing things. We started the school resource officer, we've done administration hires, we've done facility upgrades and facility changes. We are in great financial shape. We've hosted open community forums, and we currently have a 4.5 star rating with the state. A vote for me is a vote for continued success, a listening ear, and a well-rounded representative for everyone. I'm looking forward to the questions. Thanks to the candidates also for coming out tonight, and let's get this started.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lindsay Lansing, and I am so happy to be here. I grew up in Sylvania, Ohio, and went to Northview High School. So I am not from the Evergreen community. I have lived here for 13 years though, and I'm proud to be a part of the community for 13 years. I continued my education after Northview at NGSU, where I graduated with a bachelor's degree in visual communication technology. I went on to get my master's in workforce education and development, and I've been a teacher in the Washington Local School District for 8 years. I'm at the high school as a business teacher, and I absolutely love my job. It makes my day. I'm running because I believe in supporting students, teachers, and families so that every child succeeds. My goal is to be a positive voice who helps create the best learning environment for all of our students. As a teacher and a parent, I bring important perspectives to the table. Teaching has shown me how school decisions can impact the classrooms. Being a parent, I know what it feels like to want the very best for my kids, and that is what I want for all students in the Evergreen School District. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stacey Schmitz, and I'm honored to be here tonight as a candidate for the Evergreen School Board. First, I want to thank the AP Government class, Senior English class, and administration for organizing this. And most importantly, thank you to the community for showing up. Nights like this remind me how strong our community really is and how much we care about the future of our schools and our children. For those who don't know me, I'm a proud parent of 3 children in the district. So when I talk about wanting the best for our schools, it's not a campaign promise, it's personal. I've seen the teachers who go above and beyond, the programs that inspire our students, and the moments where a little extra support can make all the difference. Beyond my role as a parent, I spent the last 13 years as a licensed practical nurse, working in diverse specialties from direct patient care to operational management. This experience has been invaluable, teaching core skills like problem solving, collaboration, teamwork, and how to successfully bring people together to achieve solutions. These are the same qualities I am committed to bringing to the school board. A focus on teamwork, accountability, and a drive to make things better one step at a time. As a candidate, my focus is very simple. I want every student in Evergreen schools to have the tools, the support, and the opportunities they need to succeed. Not just during their time in the district, but well into their future after graduation. The election is on November 4th, and I believe the vote truly matters. Together, we can keep Evergreen schools a place where every child can learn, grow, and thrive. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Smith. I am a proud class of 2024 graduate. I've been born and raised for my whole entire life. I went to Evergreen from preschool all the way to graduation. During school, I was involved in several AP classes, numerous sports, and 4 clubs, including being class president my senior year, valedictorian, founding the American Red Cross Club, which raised over 100 units of blood for our community, was vice president at NHS, and I'm currently vice president at student government at Mercy College of Ohio, where I'm intending to be a nurse. Without the Evergreen community in the school district, I would not be where I am today. They, the school, and you, the community, have propelled me to where I am today and challenged me in many ways. I'm running for the school board so that I can make sure our community's children and my future children can have the same opportunities I had and more. Thank you for being here tonight.
The next question will be asked by senior enrollees.
What do you believe is the greatest issue that needs to be addressed at Evergreen High School? And what is Evergreen's greatest accomplishment?
So one of the, shoot, sorry. So one of the greatest issues I think that Evergreen is right now going through, you've seen it on the news as well, is the consolidation talks. Superintendents have gotten together and sent that out to the community, continue to meet with state representatives. I think it's also part of our responsibility as community members to reach out to ours as well and address those. And then also continue in the state houses about the voucher system. I think some of the greatest accomplishments with Evergreen is the strength in the community and the support that everyone has. I think that is, from when I first started, it's kind of leaps and bounds from where it was. I think we're strong in the 5-year plan. And then the student teacher ratio has always been pretty amazing at Evergreen. I think the kids get the most out of it.
So I think one of the greatest challenges that Evergreen is dealing with right now is balancing the growing academic, social, and emotional needs of students, while also maintaining strong communication. Right now, we have a great need for mental health awareness, and I think it's important to have all of the sources available for students and families. I also think it can be very challenging to balance everything, even as a parent and all that is involved in being a student, whether it be school, sports, extracurricular activities, and work. So I think that is very important to be able to maintain. The greatest accomplishment, I think, is preparing students for beyond life. We have so many great programs here at Evergreen. We have the Future Fridays, which is teaching students skills that they need to be successful in life. They are learning how to change a tire. They're learning how to shake a hand. They're learning how to create a resume. They're going to job fairs. And they're learning about all of the different pathways that are available outside of high school. It's changed since we've been in school. And now there are so many different routes where some students are so confused, they don't know what to do. And I think continuing to guide these students that it's okay to go on the trades, it's okay to go to college, it's okay to take a year off. I think that is so important to be able to show students what they can choose from. We also have the Amazing Shape program, which shows students how to use manners. It also, as a teacher myself and the students in my classroom, it's hard to see some of those manners and then they don't have them anymore. So we need to make sure it's important to teach those students the manners again. Manners get you very far in life. It's also important that they're learning those professional skills because that will take them not only far in school, but also in the future. Thank you.
Excuse me. I believe that one of Evergreen's greatest accomplishments is, the amazing teachers that we have brought on staff that truly do care for our children as their own and strive so much for their success, and independence. And they're teaching that from elementary school, and on up. And that is probably one of the greatest skills that we can provide any of our children, to set them up successfully for regular life. I also do believe that one of the greatest issues, in general, in Evergreen and in life right now is mental health. Balancing school even in the elementary age has been a challenge. I've seen my children alone have anxiety and dealing with that. With academics and sports and just, friendships and everything. And I do believe that Green has great programs to help that succeed and be better in acknowledging the kindness to each other.
To be honest, I think our greatest issue and our greatest accomplishment go hand in hand a little bit. I think the greatest issue that faces not only our school district, but our society is division. I was in high school not that long ago, and you could see that there was a divide. Now, I think our greatest accomplishment is that we haven't let it split us up. We're still united. Our community, you can see it when a tragedy hits, we all unite together. I think our middle school, Amazing Shape, has done a great job of bringing the students together. The high school, I know the homecoming, clash of classes was a ton of fun and brought them together. You can see it in sports. But I think we need to continue to fight this because together we're great. We're the best community and then really out. But if you let this divide us, then it's going to go south very fast.
Okay, so. So I also think that one of our greatest accomplishments and greatest issues that also go hand in hand. I think that kind of comes down to the community. The school that I went to had a huge community. You couldn't have went to a football game or a basketball game or an art show that wasn't packed. And I think since I've been here over the last 10 years, the community has grown a ton. I think having, this is the homecoming parade, seeing all those different activities that are available to our students, whether it's sports or outside of sports. But I do also think that needs to continue to grow so that our students do feel the support from just outside of the school as well as inside.
The next question will be asked by the junior George. What are your thoughts on the proposed elimination of property taxes in Ohio and the intent they'll have on Evergreen schools? Since most anybody is started.
All right, so this is a tough one. I understand that when you hear that the taxes are gonna go up, everybody says, right? Nobody wants to pay more money than they have to. But how are we gonna get our schools going? 39% of our funding comes from the state. 31% comes from property taxes, and 30% comes from income taxes. So where are we gonna get the funds from? I know that eliminating would cause serious risk for our schools. So I think it would have to be a very well designed plan. And there would be a lot of communication in the community to figure out where we could get these other properties or these other funds from. Thank you.
I feel there are many thoughts on this proposed elimination for property taxes and how it will affect the schools. Again, as a taxpayer, we would love not to have to be paying taxes on property that we have already bought. But again, it will affect our schools, and money does need to come from somewhere. And if they continue to the process, you know, we could be looking at even more bigger issues of, are we happy to collaborate schools and, you know, still losing our funding? Unfortunately, you know, there are other schools that have to ask their community for more money to continue that funding. And that could be less costly, and that could be, you know, athletics, it can be, you know, updates for the school. And, I think that it will be detrimental, and hopefully that does not come to that point. Thank you.
So I do not own the unit, so I do not pay home taxes. But personally, I would say I'm against them. I don't think it makes sense to pay taxes on a land if you bought new loan. Kind of like what they were saying, I agree with them. It does propose a problem. A lot of the money does come from property taxes. Recently, on the last board, they actually lowered the property taxes, or the income tax, apologies. And honestly, if you do stop paying property taxes, we are probably gonna need to come to you guys and ask for more income tax. It's not a reality we wanna face, but I think we all love the school district. I mean, you guys are all here for a reason, because you like the school district and you wanna see it grow. So if property taxes do get eliminated, we probably are gonna have to raise it. But I believe that as good community members, you would support us in this, so that we can provide athletics and clubs and extracurriculars for our students, so that they can grow, not only in academics, but as leaders and personal skills outside. There's so much value in extracurriculars, and it'd be devastating to be lost. Thank you.
So I think that making the property taxes, is not necessarily the best thing. I think right now, it's looking at the new funding that we're going towards in the state of Ohio, more funding going into the private schools. And I mean, just looking at the fact that Evergreen is getting fuller, our elementary ed class, that every single year they move up, the teacher has to go with them. You look at the middle schools getting packed, it's getting older. I think if we start looking at completely eliminating property taxes, it's gonna be really hard to continue to build our school and make space for our students and continue to provide them different types of activities and that they need to grow as students.
Yeah, so the proposed tax elimination of property is a concern of the district. Talking with Brian, Mr. Carroll on this as well. The other concern, talking about elimination of the income tax. So there's twofold right now going on. It's around 800K a year that we bring in income and property with additional property taxes to city. Would eliminate a lot of the great things that we can do in this community. So we would look to the community and forums and to try to understand how we can get through this, but it definitely has to be. But if it is an option, I'm sure we can rise to the challenge.
The next question will be asked by Junior City Bowl.
If you are elected, what are your priorities for the district? Assist events for these kids. My first and foremost priority and the top priority will always be our students and their success. And I also think the priority is to continue to give them as much support as we can. And I believe that can be done by, listening to our teachers and giving them support and listening to their concerns. Because when you can give the support to our teachers and they're listening to their concerns, our students and our children are going to greatly benefit from that. And also just to keep the community involved and the parents, and they are also play a huge crucial role in our student success in our district.
So my answer is pretty similar to my introduction. I want quality experiences for our students that build character. Was in high school not too long ago and truly valued the extracurriculars I was a part of, but also inside the school, whether it's CCP classes or AP classes. I think that we need to challenge our students to be not only academic, but to build leadership skills like the high schoolers are doing here tonight. I think our biggest asset is preparing the students for the future, whether that's in college, trade school, the workforce, whatever the future goals, I think we need to do the best we can to prepare them for that.
So I think, I have a couple priorities for this. So one of my first ones would be with academics and making sure that we're providing enough electives, enough resources for our students that they're interested in. Not only for while they're in school, but also to make sure that they're more prepared outside of school, whether that is looking at things like buying for college, what's gonna happen when they go to college, just some different things like that, to make sure they're learning that while they're here with us. And then also building that stronger community, so I did mention that I thought that was something, that was a challenge, but also a good accomplishment. I would love to see increase in attendance and the things that our students do, whether that is academic, if it's sports, if it's music, doesn't matter what it is. And then also create that awareness there, so that our community does know what's going on within our schools, they're aware of different items that they can come to and address, and just making sure that the moral support is there.
So the priorities to me, I've always said to take the board meetings is to continue to keep people all moving. Build on what we have and on what we will continue to do. Look at student education, look at the levy we passed. Look at the middle school facility as a whole, and also what we can do for our FFA programs and how we can use security.
So the priorities for me, I'm a teacher, so I see every day what students are doing in class. I see the good things, I see the bad things, I see students struggle, I see students be successful. So I think it is very important to make sure that we have the support for all students to succeed. I also think that communication and collaboration between teachers, students, and families is huge. Parents swear make everyone a huge difference, right? We're used to 8,000 apps on our phone with notifications. Everything is in parent square, but I want to see more. I want to see what the teachers have to say. I want to see what the students have to say. I want the board members to go in the classrooms and show us what's happening. I just want to see everything that this school is doing that is so amazing in our community. I think it's important. I also think that supporting our teachers and staff is crucial. They are the ones that are taking care of our kids and teaching them everything. I think teachers spend more time than parents do with their kids. So we need to make sure that they have what they need to make our students successful. And in the long run, that will make our communities.
The next question will be asked by the engineer, in your view, what are the responsibilities of the board member? Mr. Smith, will you please get us started?
To be honest, I think this question is decently simple. Our responsibility is to represent you guys. You elected us for a reason. We are supposed to represent you. So whether it's hiring new staff, new coaches, approving new budgets, we need to listen to you guys. At the bottom line, that's what our responsibility is. Now, we do hire people, we approve the budget, we do a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it's you guys that should be talking and being represented, because it's your guys' district, it's your community.
So I think the responsibility of a board member is setting the vision, setting the policies, setting the goals of the district. And making sure that we're relating that in a way that everybody understands and is clear on, and then also setting and having the resources available to make sure that those can be accomplished by everyone. And I think just making sure that we're here for everybody and available to hear whatever you guys need to talk to us, and then we're also going through, just making sure all of that is done.
So my responsibility as a leader to be the bridge between the community and school. As I mentioned, my own mistake, and I will be the listening ear, and will be that to the administration. Collect the data, make the best decision that I believe is right. You have to make the tough decisions, and you have to have a clear vision on what the district's going forward is.
So I agree with everyone. I think listening and representing our community is one of the main responsibilities of a board member. We need to figure you guys out, we need to see what you want for your students, for your kids, and for our community. I also think supporting our students and staff is a huge job, because it's, we want to make sure that they have a positive and safe learning environment.
I think it's safe to say that all are unanimous on this, on all the votes. We represent you. You choose us to make decisions for you, but we are here to listen to what your needs are and what is best for our students and their success.
Final fair question will be asked by Megan or someone.
What do you think programs that students should be developed while there? This is not to use that.
Okay, so just to make sure I heard the question right, is the biggest quality that students should have on here at the school? Not really. You tell me the question again, sorry.
What is the greatest quality that you think students should develop while they are learning here?
Greatest quality, so I really think that comes down to an academic answer. I think it's more of building the character and making sure that they leave here, they leave here representing the whole community, representing their teachers, making sure that they are going out into the world and just being responsible adults. I think, it's really hard to narrow down to a specific quality, but I think just making sure, they represent themselves well.
Yeah, I think the greatest quality is, like you mentioned, once you represent Evergreen. I think we've done a lot of amazing things, but making shape the career page where the high school started, the tourism, I think creating everyone else in our mission statement, that's kind of our goal, is creating better person that can go out into the world.
I also agree. I think creating a strong structure of practical life skills. I think creating a student who understands who they are and who they become and how they can represent Evergreen as best they can. I also think giving them those practical skills, which will create success in their future.
And the greatest quality is for us as your teachers, your parents, your leaders, is to set you up for success. As the greatest quality that we can give, whether it's entering college, a trade school, or the workforce, and just the basic skills that you need to be successful as an adult and in your life.
I mean, I agree with everything that those four said. Really, it's just preparing the next generation. I don't know what any of your guys' future looks like. It's all gonna be different, but our goal as a school is to prepare you the best way possible. So that when you do graduate, you're prepared to go out and face the world. And, I think one of the best things you can do is have a strong community that will back up these students even after graduating. It's one of the reasons I'm going to college in Toledo is because I love this community. You guys have always been great to me, and you guys still support me even after graduation. I think that's a community that's one of the best things we can do for our current students and our graduates.
This is the final prepared question. This is a two-part question. What do you see as the biggest challenges for the district, and what is the district doing really well? Ms. Hines, maybe this start.
So I think one of the biggest challenges that we face is the growing amount of students that we have. And also making sure that we have space for them, making sure that we have a budget to give them. So I think one of the biggest challenges is figuring out how we can expand our building, expand what we're offering them. One of the biggest, or I guess one of the things I think that we're doing really well, and we'll give a great shout out for this, is the teachers, just because I see it every single day for our sub. Whenever I'm in there, and, you know, just from being how much my kids have grown, I just, so today, there's our action, and everything just weeks ago, you couldn't write his name, all of a sudden say Louisiana, and I think that was just a huge thing to see. So I think, you know, just from my perspective, what I see when I'm in the school is very good. I think that that's amazing.
Yeah, so some of the challenges I see is, the next levy coming up in the spring, getting that passed in the near future. It's got to do with some of our facilities, whether we upgrade or we do. And, I think just the balance and the community and what the state is proposing and some of the changes that they want to do. I think, one thing we do really well, our state rating, I think our communication, as I mentioned, has come a really long way. I think we're financially strong. And then all of the meetings staff, as you mentioned, the student bodies.
So one of the biggest challenges for the district is, I also agree, where are we gonna put the students? We've heard talks about in the middle school, we've moved fifth grade to the middle school, so where are we gonna put all the students? So we need to figure out, are we building the building, what are we doing with that? Do we get rid of open enrollment? So I think that is one of the biggest challenges, because we want to offer the opportunity to all students, we want all of them to learn here at Evergreen. I think one the district is doing really well is I think that they are preparing students for the future really well. With the Future Fridays, the Amazing Shake, and then also by having students go out and do internships and just being prepared for the future and learn what's that they see necessary to be successful students.
I agree that one of our biggest challenges is, you know, we have a great community, we have a great district, and we have so many new people moving in here, and we do have to accommodate them. You know, we have even grades that just, you know, we had to hire additional teachers for, and this new teacher that we can accommodate, you know, all the different things that we need to, whether it's schools, it's the staff, it's, you know, just these things and the challenges that, you know, come with that. I do think as a community and a district so far that we have been able and are accommodating that very well. And we have brought in various successful things to, you know, keep those students with good mindsets and good mental loads. And that we, as a community, will continue to strive for.
Yeah, I think the best thing that we've done is, I think we've done an amazing job in the last couple of years of involving our students more. To make it feel like it's not just school, but it's a family and community. I know when I helped in the middle school during the Amazing Shake, every single middle schooler showed up that day and was excited to go. I was in high school in classes. It really made it feel like we're united. I also saw the expansion of AP classes when I was in high school, offering abilities for students to take more advanced classes in person rather than online. I think one of our biggest challenges is what I said earlier, it's just division. I feel like we're doing a really, really good job of uniting, but I don't want us to be divided as a community. Also, finding a place for the students. We have one more payment left on the school, and then we'll have all our buildings paid off, which will hopefully provide more funds to either rebuild and redo the middle school or add an additional school to provide space for our students.
Candidates can now move 1 to 2 minutes each for any time class cycles of students. Mr. Miller, please get started.
Yeah, so a lot of great questions, I think it's today, you guys, on that. I'd like to thank everyone for coming on tonight. I'd like to thank the students, teachers, staff, and administration for all putting this together, would you give them a round of applause? I look forward to your vote in November, and I'd like to thank you in advance if I can get it. This is a great group of candidates. I look forward to continued success that we can do as a school board. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to everyone. I am very grateful to be here. And I truly care about our place and community. As a teacher and parent, I see every day what is working and where we need to continue to grow. And I want to be a voice for families and teachers that put students first. Evergreen is a special place, and I want to keep that.
I just want to add my to that I'm running for our Evergreen School Board because I care about our kids, our teachers, and the community that brings us all together. I believe when we truly listen, work as a team, and put students first, there's no limit to what Evergreen schools can achieve. Our children at Evergreen schools only get one shot at their education, and we need to make it count by giving them the opportunities to learn, to grow, and innovate. We can succeed at this by continuing to provide the tools and support to do that. While we're at Evergreen schools and long after we graduate, I will be honored to enter your role on November 4th so we can continue to build a bright future for our children at Evergreen. Thank you all so much for your attendance, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Just want to start off by saying thank you to everyone. It's not a secret that I'm young. I don't have the experience and wisdom or kids in school like a lot of other candidates. But what I do have is care and love for the community. You guys have fought for me and served me my whole entire life. I joined the nursing field because I want to care for people. I've spent over 1,000 hours working in the ER. I've seen people at their best and at their worst. I'm someone that just wants to serve you. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I know everything or know all these plans. I need to talk to you guys first. But what I can promise is that if you guys do vote for me, I will give it my all. You guys have been there my entire life, and I'd like to get back to you. Thank you for being here tonight.
Okay, as we close tonight, I just want to thank everybody, for being here, showing your commitment to the school and the community. It's clear that we all care deeply about Evergreen's future. As a parent of boys here at Evergreen Elementary, I see firsthand the excitement and dedication and growth that happens every single day in the classrooms. And that connection alone just fuels my passion to make sure that every kid has the opportunity here. As a collective, I'll continue to listen, support, and advocate for our students, staff, and families, and ensure that Evergreen remains a place that we're all proud of. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Candace. On behalf of our students and our community, thank you for joining us. We enjoyed being able to immerse ourselves in local government tonight. We talked a lot in class about what it means to be a good citizen. And one of the first things on the list is not just taking the time to vote, but to be an informed voter. You've all proven to be great role models tonight for our young adults. Speaking of voting, early voting in Ohio started yesterday. Election day is November 4th. Where you see these candidates' names on the ballot. So let's give everybody a round of applause for our first meeting tonight. Well, thank you again for coming and have a good night. Feel free to stick around and ask a few minutes first questions if you'd like to. I'm sure we'll stick around for a little bit. Thank you very much.